know that it starts recording straight away, but it doesn't come back to me for 20 seconds. So I just wanted to say this will be time stamped. Hopefully you can hear me, but I can't tell until this comes on. But in my thumbnail, the EN just means entered. Okay. Oh yeah. Yeah, can you hear me? Is it okay? Not too. Yeah, not too much fuzzy feedback. But anyway, I am now offering free readings, people. Free readings, and that is how last week's energies is impacting me today and this week. I like to open up and start with like how the energies are actually impacting my life whilst I make sure that that's okay. Yeah, that's what I like to do. And Mercury, the messenger, the one how you exchange and communicate your energy, entered Pisces. It took its watery dip, but then it's still in Pisces, in that Pisces energy, which is kind of like the creative one, how you're going to bring out your creations. And for me, it's definitely through my verbal communicating. And yeah, so I'm offering free readings. I'm offering free readings until Pluto retrogrades on the 1st of May. So yeah, so basically throughout the whole of April, I'm offering free readings based off the visible sky. And we are going to get into Mars entering Gemini, which makes even more sense. Why this free readings are being offered, like I'm just seeing the energies here. But anyway, welcome. Anyone who is new, my name is Kelita Sahliah, and I share my perspective and my lens on how I view reality, our realm that we share together. That's my main YouTube theos, but this segment is called Astrology of the Sky. So over here we use the visible sky. I do have a video that is in the description which explains why I use the sky instead of the other forms of astrology. Because I've mentioned Mars is moving into Gemini, you're probably expecting me to say, oh, it's going to move into Cancer. So if you're a bit like, oh, okay, what's happening there, definitely check that video in the description box. So of course we never just blindly trust anything anyway. So as I'm talking about the visible sky, I need to get my other phone. As I'm talking about the visible sky, this is the app that I use, just so you know, and it's called Stellarium. Okay, it looks like that, and it's basically an astronomy app, and it shows the exact positionings of the luminaries and stars. So don't take my word for it, don't take no one's word for it. See for yourself, look up in the sky, just look up. That's how it started. And of course also get your calendars if you're interested in like a transit calendar that has all the transits, including Fortuna and Lilith as well. This goes from March to April 2024, so be sure to check that out. The link is in the description. Physical and digital copy is available now, people, so I'd appreciate any support if you'd like to give the support. Also, do make sure I've done videos on like Pluto and Saturn and how they're basically going to be impacting life and like the financial markets, so be sure to check them out as well. I'm going to put all of them links in the video so you can easily get to it if you'd like. So let's take just a quick sip. It is wine o'clock time for me, to be fair. So anyway, okay, so the order of this live for those who are new. So as you can see, I like to start off with how the general energies are impacting my current life, because it's about practical application. What's the point otherwise? And then we will be moving on to the actual transits happening for the week. After that, we'll touch on the moon phases and how the moon, the mover of our emotions, will be impacting us throughout the next week. We'll then clarify with some tarot. And to see if the energies match up, because I'm a trialer. I like to try and test things myself and see. And then after that, we'll come back to the present moment, because the present moment is all that matters and all that exists. So without further ado, 5 minutes in, we're on the transits now. So let's talk about the transits. So the first thing that is happening is Mars, as I've already said, is actually entering Gemini on the 26th. And it's about 2:30. About 2:30 London time, basically. So obviously, depending on where you are in our realm, the timing is going to be slightly different. But in essence, Sunday, the end of Sunday, middle of Sunday, Mars will enter into Gemini, depending on where you are in our realm. So what is this telling me? What is this telling me? We're going back to the basics now of alchemy. We're going back to alchemy, and this is where I'd like to start. Mars is fire, and Gemini is air. Okay? Alchemy symbols. Air, fire. Okay, so what's this telling me? What is this telling me? Mars entering to Gemini, fire going to air. I'm seeing a lot happening, a lot of action, a lot of movement. That's what I'm seeing based off it just being fire and air. When you light a fire, that's not just like a lighter, but it's a fire that's in its full flame, and then the wind comes and blows it. What happens? The fire can just get more, it can spread, it can really just like, wow. And of course, if the wind is too strong, it can blow the fire out. But what I'm seeing in essence is that initial blow from the wind. Things are gonna start moving. That flame is coming. Taurus is in, this is the luminary placements, by the way. Do keep an eye out for where they are. Double check on the app. Okay, don't just trust me. Double check on the app to make sure that these will be here on the 26th of March 2023. So yeah, so in essence, I'm seeing a lot of movement. Mars is the fiery luminary. So if you look in the sky, Mars is the reddest, the hottest luminary that's there. It's very noticeable because like, oh wow, it looks reddy, orangey basically in the sky. And it is the fueler of our like passions, our drive. It's what gets us kind of going to war. Like you've heard like Mars is based on like war, but it's just like, what's your passion and drive that's getting you up and getting you going basically. And that touching base in Gemini is fueled by Mercury. So this Mercury influence I'm seeing quite potent now, before Mercury touches in there soon. But anyway, not too soon. But anyway, I'm seeing because it's based around Mercury, that messenger, that messenger within the air, within the ether, essentially. Mercury kind of amplifies our communications, our thoughts, how we exchange our energy and give of ourselves basically. So it does amplify or touch on money as well. So I'm actually seeing within the financial markets, within cryptocurrency, from when Mars touches base in Gemini, which is Sunday, I'm seeing it's there till, when is it there till? It's there till June. Is it June? Let's take a look how long it's going to be there for, because this is based off okay. It's there until the 17th of May. So up until like then, really, I'm seeing the crypto market being quite volatile. That's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing it's going to be quite volatile. Not only that, it is the first month of the year, essentially, March. Okay, so March is the first month. April moves into the second technically. So it's like I'm seeing it's starting off like this whole, oh, it's the first month type of thing. It's new, just at the end of it before it touches into the second month. I'm really seeing volatility in the crypto market. But not only that, moving off crypto, the way we communicate in essence is going to be active. We may be more social, we may be literally more out there talking more, literally spreading that message. That message, basically. I'm seeing a lot of communication. There may be some networking coming about with this Mars chilling in Gemini, and of course apply it to you. So just an example, and I'd say, oh, if anyone's up in the chat, but no one's with me today. It's just me and me. Yeah, it's just me and me. But anyway, my Mercury is, no, forgive me, my Mars is in Pisces. So my Mars is in Pisces, and yeah, so my Mars is in Pisces. So in essence, my drive and my passion is about things that are hidden. For example, things that are hidden, things that like I've never really done before. For example, a lot of action will be happening now. So that is my drive. If I've not done it, it's like that Mars in Pisces coding for me. I want to just do it. So it's basically like there'll be a lot of communication and a lot of action for me. That's what I'm seeing, because things have been a bit stagnant, and things been stagnant for you. But yeah, I'm basically seeing, because I come from it through the Piscean lens, there'll be probably a lot of communication for me around things that are hidden, around the things that I haven't yet done yet, but I'm ready to do. So apply it to basically your own life, and of course paying attention to the houses too. That Mars would be passing over my third house, which again is hot on communication, is very hot on communication. Mercury also fuels that. So I'm seeing just a lot of communication. The crypto market, the stock market is going to be moving. There'll be an exchange of communication there because it's Mercury. So I'm seeing a lot of volatility, and I'm seeing a lot of movement as Mars, that drive and that passion, moves into Gemini, and that wind, that air element just blows that fire. So yeah, I'm seeing a lot of activity from next week. No, from Sunday. So things that you've been stagnant on, you may get moving. Any letters or things you were meant to just send off, the energy may come in from Sunday onward to be like, oh, I'm getting it done. This is the message, I'm getting it done. So when it comes to communications, don't worry about it. You'll have the energy and the drive to get it done, to communicate with people. If you're not communicating already, it will come. The communication will come as Mars rolls up into Gemini. Okay, so now the moon phases. I want to get onto the moon phases. Oh yeah, thank you for joining me. But when I get onto the moon phases now, after that Mars in Gemini, we'll see how it all links up. Okay, we'll see how it links up. So the moon on the 28th is going to be in Gemini. It's then going to be a first quarter moon, okay, on the 29th. So first Q moon, okay, you're gonna have to get used to my symbolism. But the first quarter moon, now I'm starting to pick this up. I'm starting to pay more attention to these half moons, essentially, because it is that shift and transition in energies. So we're moving from a no moon, new moon, new moon, no moon. So there was no moon in the sky. So we were moving more along our rationale thinking and our more logical based thinking. Basically, our emotions was moving us in that direction. But on the 29th, there is that energy shift. it this side? Yeah, there is that energy shift. And this side is going to light up and illuminate. That's not a sun, it's the shining half of the moon. Okay, so what I'm seeing is there's going to be an energy shift around the 29th after it touches in Gemini. Then there's an energy shift which still will be in Gemini. And then Cancer, the Crab. And then on the 1st, we're finishing off in Leo. So what is this telling me, essentially? The moon, being the mover of our emotions, is touching base in Gemini. So I'm liking how this obviously matches up with Mars falling into Gemini on the 26th. And then our moon, our mover of our emotions, which is still logical base because it's not took that transition yet, touches into Gemini. So pay attention to how your emotions come up on this day, because what I'm kind of seeing is you may get logical thoughts and reasonings. Your emotions may bring you and move you to ways in which you can emit your Mars in Gemini energy. So ways in which you can that fiery element with the air, basically your passion and your drive, how you're going to fully communicate that out, because your moon, your mover over your emotions, which impacts the ego, which is the sun, and the sun attracts experiences to you, will obviously be in Gemini. So it's like yeah, it will just be a bit more logical before it shifts and transitions into the more trust your intuition, trust your dreams, trust your emotions, just however it flows, just let it flow. I'm not even fully in the camera. But as that shift in energy happens, it's interesting that Cancer's here, which Cancer's just not the most it's watery, it's based on emotion. So it's like as your emotions are coming on and you can begin to trust your intuition now, after you've logically decided like, okay, I can move my Mars energy through communication this way, something may pop up. Like I see Cancer, it's the defensive crab, so it does have that soft interior, but it puts up its defense when it's ready to, because it needs to at times, unlike the fish that just gets stabbed. But anyway, something may pop up that's close to home. That is fuel of the 4th house, which is home and family. So I'd say something that is close to your heart, that's dear to you. So it could even be, if your baby is a business idea, it could even be that. But you may realize something like, oh, okay, this is how I truly want to do it. That's like close to home and close to you. And then as the moon touches into Leo on the 1st of April, it's now like, through my emotions, through my intuition, I'm now doing this confidently. And then the full moon, which we'll obviously talk about that next week, but it is in Virgo. Okay. So when it comes to, I'm mentioning the crypto market, but when it comes to the crypto market next week, what I'm seeing is it's going to find its bottom and it's going to get ready to, because you long the full moons, basically. Once it finds its bottom, this Mars energy is going to blow it. It's going to blow it quite wild. I'm going to say it's going to, the market's going to start moving. People are going to start watching it, paying attention. Some people may FOMO and get destroyed. I won't recommend going into the market now. I highly recommend to just observe. If you're interested in that, observe, because there's going to be an amazing opportunity at the end of this year. Okay, and the astrology is showing it all. So it is showing it all. So that's what I'm seeing in relation to the crypto market anyway. But in terms of yourself, I'm seeing it's really based around how are you going to move and get this passion and this fire energy moving. How are you going to communicate and exchange your passion, basically? Because Mars, your drive and your passion. Gemini, the messenger. Fueled by Mercury is the messenger. How are you getting your message out? How are you communicating to people? And yeah, and then of course, through your passion and drive, and you're communicating this out, it will amplify. It's the fire in the air. It's the air blowing fire. It will just light up. Like I've said before, these 2 months, people, from March till the 1st of April, is giving you 1st of March is May, sorry, is giving you a snippet of the next 2 years to 15 years. Okay, so these months are actually quite important. And March was a little slow. It's a little slow, but April, I'm seeing a lot is moving, and it makes sense because Mars now is going into this messenger mode. It's like, okay, I'm giving you this message of what is going to be for the next 2 years to 15 years. I'm giving you a message, so pay attention to the message before it moves into Cancer. And once you've taken that message, you're ready to do what you need to do to protect yourself and make sure you and your family is okay. All right, so that's what I'm seeing there. I do want to clarify now with these little tarot cards. Something did, I'm gonna take this, it come up, but I wasn't shuffling that well, so we are gonna take that. But just the general energies for the following week. Okay, so I'm going to take these two, what come out. King of Wands and 10 of Swords. So what does that mean? What does that mean? I'm not fully aware of these, so bear with me. I've got the 10 and the King. 10 and the King. 10 and the King. So King of Wands, foolhardy, you know, adventurous, gift of the gab. People, gift of the gab. This is Mars and Gemini energy right here. Adventurous, charming, insensitive, seductive, lustful, accomplished, or exaggerates. So it's one of the ones, it's like you can have fun. I'm seeing fun. You see what I'm saying? I'm seeing fun and movement here. And then coming to the 10 of Wands. Oh gosh, uphill struggle, heavy burden, feeling you are to blame, resigned to being a workhorse. Oh gosh, taking on too much, struggling with workload, and feeling accountable. Well, I definitely see that. I've already gone and said, oh, I'm offering free readings. I'm offering free readings, as well as I've also got my mini decodes to do, my homeschooling. I already feel overworked, so I'll take that message. And also, there was a 5 of Swords at the bottom of this. Someone's coming in for beef. Someone's coming in for beef. Or there may be like some disagreements. That was just at the bottom, and because I've noticed it, I wanted to say it as well. So, yeah, I'm seeing through this drive and passion moving, like we may feel we can take on more than we probably can, but I feel if it comes up to whatever you take on, you can do, you know what I'm saying? But stay adventurous and keep on top of it, basically, with that Knight of King of Wands. And then of course, if a disagreement or anything comes up with anyone, so be it. I'm so heavy on the it is what it is energy. If they don't understand you, they don't understand you. They don't need to understand you. Okay, they do not need to understand you. So if this resonates so far, do give me a thumbs up. I'd really, really, really appreciate it. And we're gonna finish now in the present moment. So, coming back to the present moment, and you see what I'm saying? You see how there was like a lot of workload? It was just like, what's the King of Wands gonna do type of thing. When I'm saying this Mars energy, this action, this drive to get going, that's how I'm seeing it. So for me, it really does make sense. 10 of Wands, it makes sense because action is coming. So we may feel overwhelmed. But have fun with it. have fun with it, okay? But Mars is coming with the action, so we may feel overwhelmed. It's okay, have fun with it. And of course, if anyone comes with beef, just send them where send them away, okay? So coming back to the present moment now, because of course the present moment is all that happen, or is all that matters. The present moment is all that matters. Okay, so remember that's your affirmation for today. The present moment, the moon right now is in, forgive me with that, can you see? Yes, it's in Pisces fish. And then of course Mercury literally entered back into Pisces today. So it took its watery Cetus dip. It dipped into Cetus. I spoke a lot about that on my last live last week, so feel free to check that out. It is timestamped, so you can easily get back to it, and I will timestamp this. But the present moment, the moon, the mover of our emotions, it is still based on more even more hidden and internal values, because the moon isn't illuminated, based on more logic and reason. And it being within this Pisces, it's like, how am I going to give my depth of me, or this Pisces creativity, in a logical way? Because Pisces is creative and it has that bit of wisdom from every zodiac sign, and it's like, how am I logically going to express this? That's how I've been feeling anyway. I've had a lot of thoughts about how I'd like to set up my own Patreon, my own website, and things like that, to simply just express myself. And then of course Mercury, the messenger, it's in Pisces too, so this just amplifies the whole moon being there, because my thought process and your thought process is of that Piscean nature. So it's communicating within your own body, this Piscean nature. So like, I've been thinking about how am I going to be creative to put it into our practical life. So I'd also love to know as well, what are you lot's thoughts round about this time? Are you picking up any of this Pisces energy through the way you're communicating? Again, I said I've been offering free readings, so this is how I'm expressing my creativity, through this Piscean lens basically. And Mercury being a messenger, I'm using my sound vibrations to give this message of my readings. So that's how the present moment is. Mercury will be there for a minute. It's going to be there for a minute. But like I said, people, I am offering free readings, and I'm going to offer free readings until Pluto retrogrades on the 1st of May. So in essence, anyone who contacts me for a free reading during the whole of April, no matter when you see this video, as long as you contacted me during April, I'll give you a free reading based off the visible sky. So this is what we'll be getting into if you don't know. So we're basically look at which lens your ego operates through. We will look at your internal values. We'll look at your material values as well. We'll look at your way of thinking and how you exchange your energy. We'll look at your drive and your passions in this life. The area which you'll naturally expand in, where you have the most discipline and structure in your life, where you can make things happen basically. The area where you can bring about the most change in your life too. The area you have the most depth in. The area where you can, how can I put it? You can literally just make it's happening this lifetime. So long as you do what you're doing, you can make it happen this lifetime. Your most suppressed areas, and the area you've been coded to have the most prosperity in. So those are the areas we'll be looking through, and of course the coats that you put on and show to the world. So if you are interested in that, it is a free reading, and I'd appreciate a review in exchange. But contact me. I'll put all my descriptions below. You can email me or reach out on Facebook, my Facebook page. It will be in the description. And yeah, I'm offering free readings, so take it, people. If you'd like, do take it. And of course, never take my word for anything. Download the app, a star app, so you can start learning the actual sky yourself. You can be out walking, you'd be like, oh wow, that's Jupiter. Oh wow, that's Mars. It's amazing. Like, I show my son because I love it. And of course, I do have this transit calendar where you can follow along with the app. So this doesn't replace the app. We're not replacing the app, but you can follow along with the app, and you've got all of the dates right there in front of your face. So it is a transit calendar in alignment with the visible sky. So thank you for joining me. Next week's getting fiery, actions happening, things are moving. If you've been feeling like life's just a bit stagnant, hi. Oh, oh, I'm glad. Oh, hi. Yes. Thank you for joining me. Thank you. Yeah, I hope you're enjoying the app. It is interesting, and thank you for, yeah, I do view it in a different way. I see literally the sky. It shows a complete different story, and I recognize that this realm that we're in, everything is a story. So it's like, when you know the story, listen to the story and see what it's saying, you know. So even in relation to the crypto market, it's showing me a different story, which amazingly is in alignment with all the gematria, all of it's just in so much more alignment, but not so much like the fear-based way. I'm seeing it in a more chilled way of like, okay, this is nature. This is nature. So I'm working on articulating it in a way where I can present it more. But yeah, it's an amazing perspective, and it doesn't wipe away the other perspectives, because mainstream astrology is telling you something. So pay attention to what it's telling you. But I just look at the sky and I respond to the sky. So yeah, with that being said, remember people, I got the readings. If you'd like a free reading, it is free. Do reach out to me. I'd happily do it for you. And as I said before, get your calendar. I really appreciate it. But thank you for joining me. More people's coming on now, but it's kind of finished. I will be time stamping this, so you can go back and watch it. So I'm going to timestamp it right now. But thank you so much for joining me, and I'll catch you next week. Angel out. Bye.